Right, divine friends. So we have a super moon that is happening tomorrow, October 6th. All right. Now, when we have a super moon, the moon is essentially at its closest point in orbit to Earth, which intensifies the energy of the moon, all right, that we feel down here on Earth. And it also makes it look bigger than what it is that we normally see it as, right? All right. But let's dive into this moon. If we're looking at this from tropical astrology based on the equinoxes, we are looking at the moon in 13 degrees Aries with the sun in Libra. If we are looking at this from a Vedic astrology point slash Eastern slash real star placement, we're looking at 26 degrees Pisces with the sun in Virgo. Okay, so I do want to say with 26 degrees Pisces with the sun in Virgo, that is basically on the cusp of Aries. So we will be getting keynotes of Aries energy regardless with this moon. I do want to make that clear. Now, as always, I always like to do my videos from what the energy is and not necessarily like a system in particular. Now, I also want to talk about the fact that we have the moon conjunct to Neptune. So this has the potential to bring in a lot of messages and bring in intuition as well as intuition connecting to our desires. All right. Now we have the moon sextile to Uranus and Pluto. And I am happy to see that it is sextiled and not like squared or opposition because this brings in a lighter, smoother energy for change to come in when we're looking at Uranus for unexpected change and unexpected development to come in, that this may actually look like a good thing. We also are looking at the moon sextile to Pluto. All right. So this is looking at our change and our transformation. All right. Sextile again, lighter energies than a square. So that is looking a little bit more promising, right? So, nevertheless, let's go ahead and dive in to see what message we have for this full supermoon. Okay, so the first thing that we're looking at here is we have house 12 as well as Capricorn and house 8. And I feel like there is a shifting, a changing within the subconscious, okay, on a very, very base level. All right. I feel like there is some sort of release and letting go that this moon is triggering that is to the very foundation of who it is that we are. There's great transformation that is happening here with this moon. Now, what is this energy trying to do for us? We have the 6 of air and the 10 of water here, which is stating that the moon is this moon placement or this moon in particular is working to move us from a place that may not be balanced to a place that is more balanced and stable and moving us into the energy of happiness, of fulfillment. All right. Now we have the king of water and the 7 of earth. And I want to show these separately so you guys can kind of see. When I looked at both these cards, I see one, the fae talking to a smaller fairy, right? And in the King of Water, let's call him King Neptune because that's what he's giving to me. He is speaking to a fish. All right. So there is messages that are being brought, messages by water, messages by fire. So messages of passion, messages of emotion, right, are coming in for us to take action on in the physical. And it may seem new. It may seem startling. It may seem scary. It may seem like a lot because we do have the page here, but it is a direction that we need to be going at in a practical way. Okay, the energy of practicality is important here with this page of earth. All right, and we're holding that within our mental state. And we are almost at the energy of being on top of our mental game as we move forward. All right, so, how do we need to work with this energy for our best benefit? We have this 7 of wands, which is a lot about being on top of your game, a lot about you will destroy and obliterate the battles that are set against you, even if they seem hard, even if they do seem like it is a lot. You have to connect to the divine, connect to your power, connect to the outer energies. Don't fall fall to being victim of fear, because with this 7 of wands, it is definitely saying like you've already made so much progress. Okay, you've already made so much progress. It's time to annihilate the rest. Okay, and we're moving towards a place where we are highly connected to our intuition, highly connected to the other world and those messages that are coming in. So, if you need to do a water cleanse, and with if you are following this moon as in the sign of Pisces, then that would honestly also make a lot of sense and fall into alignment. But it's really connecting the energy of being in a cleansed, connected state to receive the messages. So then you know what to be focusing on, what to be using your mental resources as well as the resources that you have in the physical to create what it is that you're being called to do, or the messages that you have received. We have the King of Cups as well as the Page of Swords. And I feel like the King of Cups is listening, he's receiving, and he's waiting, because there has to be this energy of the emotions and the mental state merged together to be on the same page to be able to move forward. So I feel like having your mental state on the same page, being very focused, very clear with your third eye in connection to what is moving you on an intuitive level. Okay, the messages that we received, i.e., in this King of Water, being executed with this King of Cups, if that makes sense. So I feel like the biggest message here is to come to a state where you are listening to the divine, listening to the messages that are coming through, and then taking action and setting your intentions and setting your sights as well as your emotional energy on what is to come next. All right. I love you guys, and I hope that you guys got all of the information that you need and that everyone has a grateful moon.